And welcome back to Let's Play Kirby Superstar. Last time we finished up Dynablade, and now we are going to start what is often considered one of the tougher modes in this game, the Great Cave Offensive. No, this is not my first time playing. And yet it's telling me anyway. Okie dokie then. I'm not gonna go through that. I'm gonna go through it myself. So if you played Smash Bros, there's a stage called the Great Cave Offensive. It's very different, let's put it that way. The Smash Bros stage is like an amalgamation of all the different areas. In the Great Cave Offensive, your goal is to collect treasure. Look at that, we've had the first treasure. Trust me, it's not gonna be that easy. There are 60 treasures, 4 areas, one that is actually completely optional, which is actually important to keep that in mind. And this is actually really hidden. I was not gonna say that, but I accidentally found a secret. Cool. What I was going to say is this is actually the mode where you see the most, like, subtle changes between versions. The DS version has a lot of different items. Some are renamed to be more, you know, Nintendo-y. Others are completely different, so that'll be fun to go over. So don't destroy this middle one if you want to get the treasure, which is a whip. Everything's worth gold, but it's like, eh. We're gonna go for 100% anyway, so it's kind of like, do we really need to know how much everything's worth? Yeah, this is gonna be the bulk of the LP. I promise you it's going to be the bulk of the LP, because it is the longest mode, I would say, by far. At least the way I play. Now, full disclosure, I am terrible at this mode. I've only completed this mode one time, which sounds like not very much, and you'd be right. I screwed that up. Okay, this part is all timing. So you gotta hit the switches. Actually, having a partner is actually problematic. So yeah, that could be bad. Hit this, run through this. And that is the crystal ball. Now, up to this point, all the treasures are the same as their DS counterparts. Again, but that's not going to be the case for every treasure. By the way, X? Which button is X? So we've gotten them all in order, roughly. But yeah, we have 60 slots. Now, I'm pretty sure in the, I want to say DS version, the difference is they actually divide up the treasures. Or that might be a thing where after you complete it once, I don't know. But you basically find everything in order, so if you skip something, you'll know. I would recommend checking this often to make sure you're not accidentally skipping anything. Certain areas, I think, have points of no return as well, so you definitely want to comb the area as thoroughly as you can. See, this is just a shortcut back in case you missed something. Now, I hope you like the song, because you're going to be hearing it a lot, at least for the first episode or so. Do not frick. Okay, getting rid of you. Just gonna do this, just to make sure this actually happens. So, if you notice there, the treasure is gonna fall on this middle block, so you want to make sure the middle block is still, up. Break that, and then it falls onto the middle block. This is Wing, by the way, which would not be seen again, I think, until Kirby either Return to Dreamland or Triple Deluxe. I don't quite recall. Break that. Wing is just a little bit unwieldy, just saying. The dash is pretty good, though. Okay, so we're on track. What's down here? It's actually hard to hit these, like, lower targets with, Wing. Screwball, which in the DS version is renamed to Screw Attack, and of course it is from the Metroid series. Unlike Smash Bros, you can't actually use it for anything, unfortunately. Okay, You actually have to break the top blocks first. There we go. And break this. And now we can swim through there. Do you see that little sparkly door up right there? Yeah, we are gonna do that. It's just we're gonna put it off a little bit. Just because it doesn't really benefit us to do it right at this very second. So we're gonna go check it out later. So go down here. We already got that. This is actually going pretty okay, but this is the linear kind of warm-up area. Now, again, I've mentioned last time that I was kind of not looking forward to this. And again, it's not because it's a bad mode or anything, it's actually a pretty good mode. It's just really challenging. Especially coming from someone who has gone on record in different LPs to say that I have like no sense of direction. I have an absolutely abysmal time trying to find things in my daily life. Like, oh, I just go the wrong way, down the like the wrong hallway at school, things like that. So yes, I do tend to have a lot of directional problems. So yeah, that can't bode well at all. Again, this part is pretty linear, but it gets a lot harder later on. A lot more non-linear. Now I skipped something, but I don't know where it is. Let's go into this halfway point. This is a halfway point. Get a maximum tomato, and you can also save your progress up to this point. Now we're still missing a treasure, which is number... what was it? What was I just looking at? Number 9. So we're missing number 8. So we gotta find number 8 before we move on, because again, I do want to do this 100%. Because it's not easy, unfortunately. People say Kirby games are easy. Oh, hello, number 8. Ichigo Candy, I don't know what that is, but it's number 8, so we're good. Back on track. I had a feeling that's what it was. You can actually duck back in and do this again if you want to be cheap. If you, say, take a ton of damage and you just want to heal up, this is a good way to do it. I highly recommend it, actually. Okay, so I think we're approaching the end of the first area. Maybe. Got Bonkers. You can actually destroy the blocks under him and defeat him that way. I'm not going to do that because I like Hammer. And I think we have a boss coming up pretty soon. So I definitely want Hammer. No treasures. I kind of forgot that there wasn't anything there. Those guys are, I think, called Kabu, but a fun fact about them is they're actually in the anime, but look completely different because, like, there's like one Kabu that's like really gigantic, and it's like sort of a wise mentor of the town or something. It's been actually like a really long time since I watched the Kirby anime, like 2004, so I'm a little bit shaky on the details. I just know basic stuff about it. I never finished it even. Because I think, like, Fox Kids lost the rights partway through and then moved to the CW at some point. And then, it took a really long time back before the days of, like, non-dial-up internet to figure out, oh wait, it's actually still on, it's just on a different network. Same with Sonic X, which isn't as good. I would say Kirby's better than Sonic. Which is not exactly an accomplishment, but I would still say the Kirby anime is slightly better. But again, not exactly a huge accomplishment. So I'm getting kind of wrecked here, so that's bad. Gonna let the AI do a lot more fighting, I suppose. That'd be a good plan. I say as I just almost die. Now, I don't know if it's just me, because this game uses very different sound effects than most Kirby games, but I don't know, they just sound very satisfying in this game compared to, say, later Kirby games. Like, a lot of the attack sounds just have a lot of punch to them in this particular game, and I kind of miss that. Is this closing in on the end? I don't recall. Now, how does this puzzle work? I don't actually recall how this works. Oh well, Sir Kibble just messed up royally. Yes, I am taking a lot of damage and playing very recklessly. Oh, thanks. Really appreciate that game. Well, that was inevitable. I was playing super recklessly. I'm trying to kind of rush through this starting area. By the way, even if you get kicked back to this area, to the rest area, you keep all the treasure you've collected to that point. So even if you do lose like all of your health and have to go back, it's not that big of a deal. Spark really isn't my favorite, or Beam, so I'm gonna try to get rid of Beam as soon as possible. Oh, do we have to fight the... Oh yeah, we do. But just to show what I was saying, I couldn't remember if there was a treasure here, so I want to be a little bit on the safe side. But yeah, you can actually defeat Bonkers like that in this particular instance. Something I actually didn't mention about Dynablade was that the enemy Iron Man, who's just the EN on the map, actually looks like a Kirby with like armor, which actually people speculate is a reference to Iron Man, which makes total sense. Also impressive if anyone referencing Iron Man before 2008. Yeah, I feel like that's such a weird series because it's like, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, cause for comics, like Spider-Man, like Batman, Superman were like super iconic. No pun intended. But like Iron Man is like now seemingly like the face of Marvel Comics, and it's kind of weird because the character just came out of nowhere because of the movies. I remember with the I remember with the one game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, how like Iron Man is heavily featured on the second game's cover, and people were noting that was actually really fascinating, considering, you know, it's usually like Spider-Man on the covers of these types of games. I was trying to remember if Mira could cut ropes or not. Apparently not, which may pose to be somewhat of a problem. Can it do something? Apparently not. So I guess we have to go back and get Cutter, which should not be too far of a walk. I've sworn that Mira could cut these. Oh well. Again, it's just a screen, I think. Hello. Now I'm just gonna fly over everything, for obvious reasons. What else? We're coming up on our first, like, real version difference, FYI. By the way, also the videos are gonna go a little bit longer for this, because this is a longer part of the game, comparably, so I feel like it's only fair to give this a little bit more screen time to try to get through it faster. So this item is called Springtime. If you look on this screen, you see a pink heart. Well, you'll actually get other hearts throughout the game, which is kind of cool. And then they form one big season heart thing. By the way, that I think is the last item in the first part of the game. Yeah, we definitely got a boss rush, or some kind of boss coming up pretty soon. Meaning we're actually at a good stopping point once we finish off, I think this guy's called like Fatty Whale or something really not creative. I don't recall what this guy's actually called. I just have a vague recollection of being named something like that. By the way, guarding helps. This is like the first fight that we're gonna see where you really want to make sure you're guarding a lot. The partner almost always dies for me here. So yeah, you want to guard there to sort of soften the damage. Let's block that. Yeah, he's dead. You can also get rock, I think, if you destroy the rocks, if I'm not mistaken. And you dropped the peach, which was actually really lucky. Because we were pretty close to dying. So what direction is he entering from? This one. Oh. There we go. That was a little bit too close, but hey, we lived. So no Kirby dance, unfortunately. So now we get perky music, and this is like your little gateway. You actually have to push right to start the minecart moving, so that's why I was stationary for a second. But yeah, I'll go over some of the items once we get to the other seasons. But yeah, that is one of the interesting differences. Yeah, we're in our second area, which again is represented in the Smash Bros. Area to some extent. And the big problem, I actually don't remember where the next stopping place is. I mean, I was kind of hoping to get to a rest stop, but yeah, I'm not sure when the next one is. Oh, never mind, here it is. Go down the gap, Kirby. Kirby, please. So just to recap, we have gotten the first 13 treasures, so we're about, four and a half, one out of, I'm trying to do the math, 13 out of 60 would be around like 4 or something, between 4 and 5, so yeah, I don't know, maybe like a fourth or a fifth of the way there would be a good way to put it. In any case, we're saving, and we shall pick this up next time. So, thank you for watching, and I hope, how do I usually end videos? I kind of forgot, it's been a while. I hope you join me next time for more Kirby Superstar. That was it.